Welcome to another edition of STR News and Digest. Today I have some interesting news coming out of the airline world, also out of Airbnb. And we're going to talk about, 1 second, because I forgot to turn this off. I'm going to give you the list of some of the stuff that I want to talk about today. I'm going to talk about travelers going to Mexico, what you need to know if you're heading down there, especially for spring break. We're going to talk about Airbnb and their latest move to get back into the experience game and compete with Viator. And we're going to talk about Southwest Airlines. Now, I've talked about them before. They used to be kind of special. Now they're going to be just like any other airline. So stay tuned. Oh, and if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you 5 impactful tips that are high impact but low cost marketing tips that every short-term rental operator should know. Let me just give me 1 quick second. I got to set this up. Now, if you guys have any questions, any comments, list them in the chat box. If you're on YouTube, I will be answering directly. If you're on social media, Lorena will be answering, and she'll be hopping in if I need to answer the question or something that somebody's directing a question towards me. But let's go ahead and begin. Now, let's start with the travel advisory to Mexico. If you are going to Mexico anytime soon, Mexico has implemented, because they always had it, they just never enforced it. Now, if you're traveling to Mexico, you must fill out the online immigration form to enter and depart Mexico. Now, as I said, this has been in place for a long time. They're now enforcing it. And I know a lot of people that have gone to Mexico and have waited hours in line because they don't have a lot of people working in immigration, but they've been waiting hours to get the form, fill it out, and gain entry. So don't get caught off guard. If you're planning to go to Mexico, then make sure you fill this out before you go. Now, next subject, which one am I going to talk about? Let's talk about Airbnb, because Airbnb, they just...
Here there is a question. There is a question in Instagram. They say like, this is for everybody in every country, or is an specific, like, for example, USA or Colombia? I don't know. It's like for everybody.
No, great question.
Mexico has to do that.
Yeah, great question. It is not. It's for everyone, but I know the only ones that they're enforcing it on are U.S. citizens. Obviously, it has to do with the battle between terrorists and countries. Between renaming the Gulf of Mexico, etc. But I know that there's people that have flown into Mexico from South America and didn't have to fill it out. And I know that people from the U.S. that went to Mexico and they were requiring it. So technically it's for everyone, but I know for sure that the U.S. citizens will definitely have to fill it out. Not 100% sure they're enforcing it for everyone, but for sure U.S. citizens. But great question, because like I said, this has been in place forever. It was never enforced. Like, I've never filled it out. But now you have that. But great question. All right, let's move on to Airbnb. Now, as I mentioned recently, and I'm talking about as recent as 3 or 4 days ago, Airbnb wrote out its new version, or they relaunched their experience offering. Now, if you're familiar with it, they had launched it, and they had gotten rid of it, and now they're relaunching it again. And again, it's Airbnb's effort, or they're really pushing to go vertical, meaning they want to be a one-stop shop. And right now they're competing with companies like Viator, which is probably the number one in the experience game. And the other one is GetYourGuide, right? So this new launch right now, it's expanded for what they had before. Before, they were more of a like unique type of tours, but now they're doing everything, right? So the Airbnb spokesman mentioned that it would include mainstream landmark attractions. The company is also encouraging submissions from licensed tour guides and business operators. So if you are a tour guide or you're a business operator that caters to tourists, highly recommend that you apply and try to get on Airbnb's platform. Again, it's a love-hate relationship. You know, a lot of the stuff that they do, I'm against. But today, because of their marketing efforts, they are the number one player in the game. Not so much in the experience world, but I never bet against them. So if you are a tour operator, if you have a business that caters to tourists, apply, get on there. It doesn't hurt. It's not going to diminish your brand. It can only enhance it and give you more eyes and more visitors. Next, let's talk about Southwest Airlines. Now, I talked about Southwest Airlines before because they made big changes in how they operate. Now they made probably the biggest changes. If you are a customer of Southwest Airlines, you never had to pay for bags, right? Their motto was bags fly free. Not anymore. There was a big push, and I'm going to see if I can find their venture capitalist that pushed on this. Let me see. And I forgive me, guys. I am struggling. I got a bad sinus infection. My throat is killing me. I've been doing a lot of work here in the vineyard, outside in the sun. So right now, I am struggling. But let me see if I can find. I can't find the name of the venture capitalist, but there's a venture capitalist that owns a huge shares in Southwest Airlines, and they have been pushing to start charging fees to increase revenue. Well, guess what? Southwest Airlines has bet. And here's what their spokesman said. Southwest executives have stressed the power of no bag fees, both for their brand and for the bottom line. We're not looking at this point to change this policy. This is what they said. Said during an earnings call last July. Well, guess what? Now they changed that policy. So if you're on Southwest Airlines, you're going to start paying for your bags. Let's move on to the next story. Now, this is a big one because I've been talking about this a lot lately. Is if you are a travel brand, meaning if you are a travel influencer, a travel agency, a travel advisor, if you're a short-term rental operator, or if you own a restaurant in a tourist area or a business that caters to tourism, I highly recommend that you start to look at TikTok. TikTok, and I said this before, that has seized the Q5 opportunity for travel. I'm going to read right off their promotion here. Driven by increased spending on experiences and digital habits of young audience, TikTok has emerged as a key platform for inspiring and shaping travelers' decisions. Hugely important, people. Can't express this enough how important this is. I've talked about this multiple times before. This came to my attention 2 years ago when I traveled to Europe with my son and his girlfriend, and they exclusively used TikTok and Instagram to find restaurants, find attractions that are off the beaten path, to find some spas. Because of them, we went to by far the best spa I've ever been to, and it was located in Milan, Italy. Would have never heard of it, would have never known about it if it wasn't for TikTok. So if you're in this industry, highly, highly recommend that you start to really look into TikTok. I'm going to read a little bit more of what they said. The travel industry is poised for a steady growth in 2025. Now, I said this before, or I talked about this before. There is huge demand in the travel industry, and it's fueled by increased consumers spending on experiences and the continued rise of blended trips. What's a blended trip? A blended trip is when a company, or you work for a company, and they send you on a corporate trip, and then you combine that with vacation. Or a blended trip could be if you have to go to visit family, or you have an emergency and you have to go someplace, and then you're going to add some leisure to that trip. Those are blended trips. But anyways, since the pandemic, or steadily increasing since the pandemic, is this type of travel, right? I talked about the one area in which we're seeing a decrease is on the nomad community and the remote workers. We're seeing a huge decrease in those two components, but a big jump in corporate travel and this blended travel. But more importantly, what's important about this is that travelers, again, they're not just looking for a place to go. They're not just looking for a place to stay at. They are looking for an experience of X, Y, and Z, right? So for example, if, let's take Spain, for example. Spain is known for its great food, for its sangria, for its architecture, right? But most people go to where, right? They go to Barcelona, they go to Madrid, they go to, if they want to go to the beach, they go to Marbella, they go to, Ibiza, where I just went to last year, right? More and more people, though, are now bypassing those major hubs, and they're looking for these smaller towns like Granada, even Toledo, which used to be the capital of Spain. Even Toledo, it's been around forever. Not as popular as Madrid or Sevilla or Barcelona, but man, is it beautiful. There's a lot of history in Toledo. Highly recommend if you go to Spain to visit that place. It is gorgeous, and it costs, and most of the time when you go there, it's going to be much less. You're going to spend much less, experience more than you would if you go to Madrid or Barcelona, right? So now, here's some data for you related to TikTok. Recent data shows that 65.7% of TikTok users plan to travel internationally in the next 12 months, highlighting the platform's influence in the global travel industry. Additionally, 88.3% of TikTok users are preparing for domestic trips within the same period, emphasizing the platform's role in inspiring people to travel and travel either internationally or domestically. Guys, you have to if you're not on board, trust me, get on board. So here's, let me see if there's anything better or anything else I want to talk about this. There's a lot related to TikTok, but I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Sorry, there is a question, but it's not like about TikTok. It's about the Europe. They say are there any restrictions to go to Europe if I'm from USA?
There is. If you're going to UK, you have to apply for the visa. You have to apply for a visa. Just go on the UK website or the tourism website. It's called the ETA. It's a form. It's just the same form. Like if you're going to go to Mexico, you're going to go to Colombia, It's an immigration form. You pay $30 and you're good to go. They're saying that for the EU, they're going to implement that also in May, but they've been saying that for the last 3 to 4 years. Just if you're going to go to Europe, specific UK, it's already implemented, so you have to fill it out going to the UK. But if you're going to go to Europe, just go on the EU tourism website, check to see if it's already active to fill out this ETA visa that you have to apply for. It's really simple. Right now, for the UK one, you're getting an immediate response. But if you're planning on taking a trip, don't wait to the last minute to fill this out, because if the EU implements it in May, like rumor has it that they will, there may be a backlog. So keep going on that website at least once a week. Check on it to make sure that it hasn't been implemented, and if it has, fill it out. But great question. All right, let me go over some deals before I give you the tip. So let's go over some flight deals domestically, specifically on American Airline. I'm going to give you some prices now. There's been some great cheap fares if you want to fly domestically and even internationally. I'm going to talk about international in a second. So I'm going to go over some fares right now. Miami to LaGuardia, $64. LaGuardia to Miami, $64. Now these are one-way tickets, but as you can see, it's going to be $64 one way and $64 to come back. You also have Dallas to Atlanta, $66. Los Angeles to Denver, $69. Philly to Boston, $70. Dallas to Chicago, $74. Chicago to New York, $75. Boston to Miami, $80. Washington, D.C. to Miami, $84. Los Angeles to Dallas, $89. Let's see if anything else. No, that's it for American Airlines. Those are the deals. Now, these are all up to, what dates are these? From now until May 1st. Okay. Now, there are some good, let me go over some good. If you want to go to Europe from the East Coast, specifically these 3 ports, Boston, New York, and Miami, if you want to go to Europe, you can fly on Lufthansa business class tickets for $2,200. People, that is cheap. And here's where you can go. You can go to Italy, Spain, and the UK for $2,200. If you want to fly from those 3 hubs that I mentioned in the US to India, Mumbai to be specific, $3,300. If you want to go to Africa, to Lagos or South Africa, $3,300. Again, these fares are valid until, what is this? To the end of the month. And Lufthansa's business class, very nice. Very good customer service. Recommend that. All right, let me get into the 5 high-impact, low-cost STR tips. Number 1 is if you want free visibility, then set up your Google business profile, right? I'm not really big on spending money on Google and fighting and competing with these bigger companies for SEO, but setting up your profile, putting a professional photo, and encouraging guests to leave reviews for your short-term rental will definitely help. And it's free, right? Next, email marketing and exclusive deals. I've been saying this for a very long time. You must, I'm going to say that again. You must create an email list. That email list, with time and the bigger it gets, the more valuable your business becomes and the more money you're going to make. Now, when you have that list, you can market those people and you can send them, at the bare minimum, send them a monthly newsletter about your short-term rental, right? And in that newsletter, you can, if you want, add some deals, add something new that's coming up, keep it fresh, keep it entertaining, but it keeps you front of mind when you send out that email. Next is going to be a short form video. Instagram Reels, I just talked about TikTok, YouTube. These are all great ways to promote your STR, people. Again, it's free. It just takes a little bit of time for you to create that video. And it doesn't have to be a super edited or something like super crazy done. A simple, selfie video explaining an event, explaining your amenities, etc., will do great. Next is local partnerships and experiences. Here's a big one that and I don't understand why a lot of people don't take advantage of this, right? Is go to your local business people that are around your short-term rental and create a partnership with them, right? That's great opportunity to do a video and a collaboration with them. But take advantage of that, promote that, let people know what's available in your area. And in turn, that business owner may collaborate with you, may also send people your way. And if they collab on your social media, they may have a bigger following than you do, which gives you more eyeballs. Excuse me. Another great way to promote your business that will cost you nothing. And then the last one, this one's a little bit more complicated. It'll take a little bit more work, but that is creating a loyalty program. If you encourage your past guests to refer you, create something like create a specific code for them so that someone can book on your website using that specific code, so you know it came from that guest, and then give them a little something. Either give them a discount on a future stay, some type of gift, or give them a percentage of the revenue you're going to make on that sale, right? It's a great way to grow your business. And again, it costs you little. Now, this one's going to cost you a little bit of money because you have to either give the discount or give the referral, etc. But it's well worth it, right? Well worth it. All right, my beautiful people. If there's no other questions, that's going to be it for today. Oh, wait, one. Let me show you real quick before I go away. Lorena, do you have the video of the plants of the blueberries and grapes and stuff that came in?
The plants that came like this week, yeah, I have it.
See if you can bring it up real quick so they can see.
Yeah. I've loved the video on YouTube. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I'm going to open it here.
I'm going to show you two videos. I'm going to show you what came in that we started planning today. And then I want to show you a video of an upcoming video. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of Selva Minka. So get that video prepared. Guys, I'll show you the video.
Okay, I think that I got it. Let me check if you can see. Can you see it? Can you watch it?
No, I'm not seeing anything.
I'm trying to do it. So maybe if you have the access to YouTube, it's in YouTube. It's the last video that we post today.
All right, let
So
me go to
maybe
YouTube.
it's
Hold on. Let me try to
maybe
do it.
you the first. That,
Was it a all right, I didn't find that video, but I found this video. Let me see if I can show this video. Oh, actually, all right, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can show that video. Presentation, share screen. All right, check this out, guys. We're here in El Dorado Airport. All right, that is a short sneak peek of a video that's going to be coming out tomorrow, right, Lorena? Are you there, Lorena? Did I lose you? I lost Lorena. Anyway, that is a sneak peek of a video that's going to be coming out tomorrow. I spent a few days in Minca, Colombia, which is about an hour from. There you are. She's back.
tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow at like between 3 and 4, we are going to post it. Yes.
All right, perfect. I didn't see that other video. Let me see if I can find that last video. I think it's under shorts, right?
Yes, but I think that I got it. If you give me 1 second, I think I'm going to present right now my. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I got it. I got it here. Can you see it? Can you watch it?
Just came in.
No?
Give you a quick rundown. I think it's coming up now. There it is.
Okay.
Here we have 40 feet. Yeah, no, your signal is low. We have 28. Yeah, no, take it out. Your signal's slow. Trees.
Okay.
I'm gonna plant. But anyways, I will. This is on my Instagram. Go to my Instagram. You'll see. Oh, I don't know if it's on. Is it on Instagram yet?
Yes.
Okay, it's on my Instagram. It's also on YouTube. But we had a
Give me
bunch.
the last chance. The last chance. I think that I got it.
Okay. Trees and vines and bushes came in. Just give you a quick rundown. Here we have 40 fig trees that I'm replanting. We have 28 peach trees that I'm going to plant. And then these 3 here are mixture of male, female muscadine grapes. And then this one, this is also peach. So that's another 28 peach trees. And here we have the premier blueberry bush. We have the Navajo blackberry, the Profa, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Blackberry, black satin blackberry. We have the Climax blueberry, the Delight blueberry, and the Bright blueberry. These are all going to get planted this week. They just came in. Excited. We're going to go here in this whole area there, and this empty area here. All right, guys. Yeah, so we started planting them already. I spent all day outside today, which didn't help with my sinus infection. But I was out there with the team planning. We did record it. We're going to be posting a video on it soon. Here's what's surprising. I bought 177 plants, and I thought it was going to take up that whole section, man, and it didn't even come close. You'll see tomorrow. I was shocked. It took us all day to do it, and we didn't even come close filling it out. But super excited, especially with the blueberries. They'll be able to harvest next year. Obviously, the fig tree, the peaches, we have apple, and we have oranges. Those won't be able to harvest for at least 3 years, but I'm excited that we planted them. But for the blackberries, the blueberries, and the grapes, next year they're going to be harvested. The grapes that we already have, we're going to be able to harvest those this summer. Yeah, so super excited. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, list them below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Follow me on Instagram. If you want to have a conversation with me, buy me a coffee, and be on the lookout for my new ebook that's coming out soon. Love you guys.